Oh man, it is so quiet right now. In the 11 years I've lived in China, I've never heard it this quiet. I can hear the birds chirping. You can literally hear a pin drop outside. It's just amazing. There's no cars running. There's no taxis running. All the stores are closed. China, which is traditionally a very noisy place where there's music playing and people are just watching movies on their phones in public with no headphones or anything. And there's cars and traffic and everyone is piled in buses and big apartments. Suddenly, for the first time, it's super quiet, and that's really amazing because everyone is locked in their apartments. We just got out of a 3-day quarantine where they've quarantined the entire city of 2 million people. Okay, in America, a city of 2 million people, maybe Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, D.C., those are pretty sizable cities. But in China, this is actually a relatively small place, a relatively small city compared to the large populations of Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu. Most people have never even heard of our city, even in China. Even people from Beijing are like, oh, where are you from? So we live in a city of 2 million in Western China. The whole place is doing coronavirus tests over the last 3 days. We've all been locked in our homes. All that we have to do every single day is basically cook food and go out and do a coronavirus test once a day. And they've done it 3 times a day. Hopefully, if all the results come back negative in our apartment, then we'll be allowed to leave our apartment. Hey guys, I'm here with my little daughter, Phoebe Snow Cubbage, and she is almost 10 years old in May. She has grown up in China her whole life and has lived in China, and we're going to go out and get some ice cream because we've been locked in our house for 3 days and we're ready to go out. So hopefully our gate is open, and for the first time in 3 or 4 days we're going to be able to leave our apartment complex.
And by the way, I like ice cream, do you?
Okay, with so many cases in China these days, every school in our city is shut down and in lockdown, and the kids have gone back to online school after over a year of doing physical school and kind of life as normal. The kids are back in online school and doing Zoom calls, WeChat calls. How do you like it, Phoebe?
Not good.
Why don't you like online school?
Because there's so many kids talking at once.
Yeah, so what does that make you feel?
Like, I don't know what they're asking. I don't know what Miss Lee is saying.
Your class just feels crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so chaotic. And so I'm sure a lot of parents feel that this year with doing online classes and Zoom classes. We're a whole city of 2 million people. All schools, every school, elementary school, high school, they're all online these days, whether they're international schools or Chinese schools or whatever. So we're all doing online classes, and as you can tell, the learning is a little bit chaotic. I'm sure you guys can relate to that. And this year we've all been on Zoom calls. We've all been frustrated with people not pressing the mute button and people talking over each other and huge amounts of noise on Zoom calls. So that's kind of just the reality of our lives during COVID. So we're hoping that these guys get to go back to school, hopefully in the next year, in the next week or so that they can get back to normal life. Are you excited to be back in physical school?
Of course.
Yeah, let's get them back in physical school. Okay, I walked about 100 meters from my apartment to try to get some ice cream, and the ice cream store is totally closed. We're not even allowed out of the apartment, but they have set up this little vegetable stand here. This is not a normal store that exists inside of our apartment. They set this up specifically for the quarantine in our apartment complex so that we can get out and buy vegetables, because a lot of us are on day 4, day 5 of not being able to leave the apartment, and we're kind of running out of food. We've been eating leftovers for a long time, and now we're going to buy some vegetables. Okay, we just tried to leave the complex to buy a little ice cream, and friends are waving. Hey, this guy. Our entire complex is totally locked. Look at this lock on this gate. We cannot get out at all. We're totally locked in. So at least we can walk around the apartment. But my plans to get some ice cream today have totally gone through. Awesome. Heading back to the house.